This is the Information Brief, a Holyoke media service with the most recent updates of relevance in the city of Holyoke and the Pioneer Valley. I'm Johan Rashi Vega, and this is information for Wednesday, May 6th of 2020. A statewide order to wear mask or facial cover in public goes into effect this Wednesday. Mayor Alex Morse releases a statement regarding Springfield Mayor comments. And we have the most recent numbers at the Holyoke Soldiers' Home. This is the information. This Wednesday began in full effect the order issued by Governor Charlie Baker requiring the use of masks or face coverings in public places where they cannot physically distance from others. During today's press conference, Governor Baker reminded the public of this order being in effect today, and also he explained how this order will be enforced.
Effective today, that order that I signed requiring residents to use a face covering in public places when they can't social distance from others takes effect. Children under the age of 2 should not wear face coverings, and neither should people who are unable to wear a face covering due to a medical condition or another DPH exemption. There are many businesses in Massachusetts and many communities that have already issued similar policies for their employees, for their customers, and for their constituents. This requirement in Massachusetts under our order applies to all workers and customers of businesses and other organizations that are open to the public. Face coverings will be expected at all times in grocery stores, retail stores, and on public transportation. Two of the things we did with the executive order was, number one, we gave store operators and store owners the authorization to make a decision about how they want to handle this if customers aren't wearing face coverings, and they can do that through a variety of means and mechanisms. And we also gave our colleagues in local government the ability, if they see people not doing the right thing, to execute on that as well. And we gave them the ability up to a certain level to issue both warnings and fines. It's my hope and my expectation that that won't be necessary. I can tell you that many of the communities that have issued similar guidance or advisories or orders to the ones that we've issued have said that for the most part they've issued a few warnings. Almost nobody's issued a fine. But the big thing they've said over and over again is you have to communicate why it's important. You have to put signage up so that people know and recognize where it's expected, and that people for the most part comply, which is what you would expect.
Holyoke Mayor Alex Morse released this Wednesday a statement that follows the statement made by Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno in regards of the comments made by Mayor Morse during the City Council meeting of Tuesday night. To give you a timeline in context, on Tuesday night, the Holyoke City Council held a virtual meeting, and Mayor Morse reported to the City Council his update on the overall city response to COVID-19. When Mayor Morse addressed expenses, his report was as follows.
I wanted to address emergency expenditures and spending. You may have seen there was an article out earlier on Mass Live about Springfield and how they've spent upwards of $4 million in deficit spending for emergency purposes. I do want to make it clear we haven't spent a single dollar in deficit spending for this purpose. And that is largely due to the good work of our department heads, police chief and fire chief, shifting some operations and reallocating already appropriated dollars by the council that will also be eligible for 75% reimbursement. And so as of now, we haven't deficit spent as a response to this, which I think puts the city in a better financial position moving forward and gives us more leeway to respond to those needs that we have ahead of us.
Then, this Wednesday, Mayor Dominic Sarno responded to Mayor Morse's remarks, pointing out Holyoke Mayor criticized the city of Springfield for deficit spending in responding to the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. Mayor Sarno stated, "I am offended by Mayor Morse's comments with regards to our spending to fight the coronavirus pandemic. It is nothing more than a cheap shot that is politically motivated. Every one of our department heads, including our health commissioner, police commissioner, and fire commissioner, have worked efficiently and tirelessly on behalf of the citizens of Springfield to get us through this crisis. I am very proud of the work they have done. They are tested and true. At a time like this, all public officials, especially mayors, should be working together and supporting each other to conquer this dreaded pandemic." The statement continues, "I would like to note that Springfield is caring for and sheltering some very vulnerable homeless individuals from throughout the region, including Holyoke, and we are happy to do so. In addition, I am proud of my administration's fiscal management and financial stability. This is no time for political grandstanding. The people of Holyoke, Springfield, and the region deserve better. I am proud to say that I have had a very good working relationship with the mayors of Greater Springfield and beyond. I wish the people of Holyoke the very best." And as a response to this statement indicating he did not criticize Springfield's emergency spending, Mayor Morse released a public statement this Wednesday that reads as follows. "It is unfortunate that my comments during a briefing to the Holyoke City Council on our pandemic response have been misinterpreted, and I have reached out to Mayor Sarno to clear the air during these tense times. As part of my remarks, I reference a media report that the city of Springfield has had to incur deficit spending, but I did so only to inform our council members that we have not yet had to resort to such spending. I did not criticize Springfield's emergency spending. In fact, I feel that the investments they have made to assist the most vulnerable in the community are very worthy expenditures. This is an unprecedented time where cities and towns have been called upon to lead the response on coronavirus, and deficit spending is a common tool municipalities employ during an emergency to protect our citizens. I stand in admiration of all first responders and municipal officials in Holyoke, Springfield, and the entire region to protect our friends, family, and neighbors." The full City Council meeting of May 5th is available for you to watch on the link provided on this information brief. In other information and regarding the Holyoke Soldiers Home, the numbers provided by the state as of this Wednesday are: testing results of all residents. 79 residents have tested positive, 59 residents have tested negative. 2 veteran residents have pending tests. As for resident locations, 106 residents are on-site and 34 residents are off-site. Of those, 32 residents are at a dedicated skilled nursing unit at Holyoke Medical Center, and 2 residents are receiving acute care off-site. There has been 85 veteran resident deaths, 72 positive, 12 negative, 1 unknown. Today's update includes 1 death of a resident who has a do not resuscitate and do not hospitalize order and has tested positive. As for employees, 83 employees have tested positive. Stay in the know with Holyoke Media. We are reporting different announcements, services, and updates in the local, state, and federal level related to the COVID-19 emergency. The service is available in English and Spanish for our community in the city of Holyoke and the Pioneer Valley. This is the information we have for today. We will continue updating and following up as soon as more information becomes available. If you have questions or information to share with us as well as your concerns, you can contact us on our different outlets on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and podcast distribution platforms. Also, you can watch us on Holyoke Cable Channel 15. Remember to wash your hands, keep a safe distance if you need to be out, and also remember to wear a face cover or mask. This has been the information brief for May 6th, 2020. I'm Johan Rashi Vega. You're watching Holyoke Media.